And I tell people that all the time. If you want to talk to someone, be willing to listen versus just hearing them. I want you to listen, because that there lies the truth, and that lies your freedom. Assalamu alaikum, peace. It's Fatimah, Coach Fatimah, 1/3 of Outstanding Personal Relationships and OutstandingPersonalRelationships.com, where we help you find fulfillment, whether you practice monogamy or polygyny. I just wanted to say that for clarity, because some people think we just train or coach about polygyny, and we do not. We coach about marriage, whether it is monogamous or polygynous. Now, I want to get into a topic that some people have asked me directly about, and some of our clients have been wondering about in their own relationships. And that is their co-wife trying to take over the family, meaning the subsequent wife? I've gotten this question a lot of times. I've gotten it more than I can count. They'll say, "Oh, Coach Fatimah, do you feel like Coach Nyla came to take over the family? And did she have an ulterior motive, I should say?" And the short answer is no, she didn't come to take over my family or this family or our family. I want to be very clear about that. She's talked about this. We have personally talked about what her intentions were in the beginning. What are they now? We had these conversations years and years ago, and I'm glad that we actually did. And I needed answers to specific questions that were designed for her. So that meant I couldn't ask Coach Nazir, because he's not Coach Nyla. He's not my co-wife. He's our husband. So I wanted to really get it from her directly as to why she wanted to practice polygyny, and especially with this family that Coach Nazir and I started. We're all family now. Just for people that are new, I just want to give some context and some timeline to our family and how it came to be. So 26 years ago, Coach Nazir and I decided to get married and have a family. And 15 years into our marriage, he got married to Coach Nyla. We've talked about this many times, if you're especially in our relationship mastery inner circle. And you can register for that really quickly before I forget the way my brain is set up. OutstandingPersonalRelationships.com/RM for relationship mastery. We train more about specific things regarding polygyny, monogamy, marriage, communication especially, and best practices for best results within marriage, and especially polygyny. Now, let me get back over here to the subject at hand. We had a really honest conversation. We both were very transparent about our truth. We stood on our truth. We still do. And we shared it just like two sisters would. I can't say it was without some, the first conversation about that in particular, polygyny in particular, was just very interesting on my part, because I'm like, I need to listen to this, and I need to not listen with judgment. And I'm very serious about that. And I tell people that all the time. If you want to talk to someone, be willing to listen versus just hearing them. I want you to listen, because that there lies the truth, and that lies your freedom. I learned that on a very personal level. It was not easy to hear some of the things she said, but the things she said made sense. So I couldn't, I wasn't like, oh, she's crazy to want, to be in polygyny. No, my daughter's 19, and she said she can't see herself being in monogamy. And I said, why? Because it was kind of strange to me. I was like, why though? And she said, because I don't need to have him around me all the time. I just don't see that for me. And I said, well, that makes sense. So that's what our daughter has said. She was not provoked by me. I really wouldn't provoke a 19-year-old to to be in a polygynous marriage, and she's not looking and she's not interested and she doesn't want to get married right now. So that's what it is. And I'm not pushing her to, but if she wants to, her father and I will help her with that, especially her father. So, but it caught me off guard because I was like, woo, she wants to be in polygyny. And we have another daughter that wants to as well. We have one daughter that is married in monogamy, and she loves it. And that's how she wants it to kind of stay. And that's been pretty much agreed upon with herself and her husband. Alhamdulillah. That's, it's not for everybody, and it doesn't have to be. But if you're going to do it, or if you're in it, and you don't have to be friends with your co-wife, being cordial matters in this situation. So I've always been cordial with my co-wife, and we've always been able to kind of talk to each other, and we made it easy for each other to talk. So one of the things that we did was not talk about Coach Nazir. We didn't talk about our husband. We didn't make him the topic of discussion. And I remember saying that specifically to her. I said, if we're going to get to know each other, just talk. I said, I don't want it to be about Coach Nazir. And, we said Nazir, we didn't say coach. We weren't coaches at that time officially, although we've coached people for a long time, but it wasn't official quite yet, I believe. I don't think it was. I don't know. They'll help me with that. I'll have to ask because I don't have the best memory of the three of us. But I have a big heart. And once I find that someone is genuine and they are telling their truth, no matter how difficult it is, no matter how imperfect it is, I can respect a person for being honest with themselves. I just can. Now, if you're dishonest and I find out you lied to me, then, it's going to be a challenge getting into my personal mental space because I don't have time to micromanage somebody else in them trying to create drama in my life. And I've been very blessed, alhamdulillah, to have a co-wife that has never done that to me. And that feels good. And I know everybody's not there yet, and they might not want to be there yet, and you don't have to be. But I'm not going to stop myself or deny myself from having a healthy relationship with my co-wife because somebody else doesn't want me to. I'm not that way. If they wait for me to be that way, they're going to be waiting a long time. Because Coach Fatimah is built different in that regard. I just am. And that's not speaking from an arrogant place. That's speaking from a place of the L's that I caught. And for me, the L's are the lessons that I caught, and the W's are for the wisdom that I gained. So my L's and my W's matter because they help me grow and mature and learn more about me and others, learn how to communicate more efficiently and effectively in marriage and polygyny especially. And I want my children to understand that they can go to my co-wife if they need to. Her babies can come to me if they need to. They have come to us both. And we're a family. That did not happen overnight. So please, 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 please do not compare our chapter 11 to your chapter 1. It did not start this way. It took a long time. But I wanted to be free of assumption. So I asked good questions and she answered them with really good, honest answers. And that is what I was looking for in a co-wife. And alhamdulillah, it has worked out and we have never had any drama. And if we've had a misunderstanding, meaning miscommunication, we talked about it. And it did not take long for us to get back on track. Within moments, we were back on track. Oh, okay, that's what happened. So I thought that this was important to make this video because so many people think she came to just take Coach Nazir from me. That would mean he had no free will. He didn't have a brain in his head. He didn't, practice critical thinking or leadership. And he just didn't have a spine. That would mean that he didn't have one if she was that kind of person, which she's not. And I won't accept someone like placing that on her. I know her. So for people to just kind of sit back and go, well, that's what she did and that's what she's trying to do. And it's all this diabolical plan. I don't have time for that. That's something within them that they need to sort out. But I've talked to her and I know honesty and I know authenticity when I see it. I've been around enough liars, unfortunately, and just unauthentic people that I know what that looks like. And I make dua for her. She makes it for me. We make it for our family. We're people. You know, I'm just a woman among other women, but I want to really try really hard. And so does she. And we look at the bigger picture. And so does our husband. My children won't be small always. I have a son that's pretty young. You know, he'll be 9 soon. And I have another son. And, you know, I have children that are bigger and older. So I want our children that are younger, and I want our children especially that are older and understand more in depth what's going on, what's transpired, that this can work as long as we're all working together as a family, and as long as we respect each other and we're honest with one another. That matters to the success of this family and the du'as that you all have given us. I'm so humbled by those. I didn't think I'd be in a position to talk about my story or be on YouTube and speak about it. I really didn't. And it hasn't always been easy, but it's something that's been really valuable to me, humbling to me. It's one of the most precious things I've been a part of in my entire life. So my co-wife didn't try to take over our family. She just saw our family and she saw the value in it. And we came together as a unit, as a family, and just embraced the change and just working every single day with one another so that we all are mentally healthy and feel loved and feel this togetherness and this closeness. Again, didn't happen overnight, but it happened. So she didn't. So that's the short answer. She didn't take over the family. That was not her intention. And she's talked about that here on YouTube. And if you guys are not following us on our socials, follow us on Facebook and here on YouTube at Outstanding Personal Relationships and on IG at Outstanding Relationships. I'm going to just end with this. Right now, prayerfully, you all are receiving some good gems. Once again, for those of you that are new, I'm Coach Fatimah, 1/3 of OutstandingPersonalRelationships.com. And I'm going to leave you with a little GLC. So until next time, make sure you're growing intentionally, loving fearlessly, and connecting on a higher level every single day. I will see you guys in the next one. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.
Here are 3 ways Outstanding Personal Relationships can help you.
One is by following us on our social medias. Follow us on IG at Outstanding Relationships and on Facebook and YouTube at Outstanding Personal Relationships. And make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell.
Number 2, make sure you head over to outstandingpersonalrelationships.com and subscribe to the email list. From there, you will get downloads as well as updates, any and all updates. And you also get an update on the release of our new book, Let's Talk Polygyny, Uncensored.
Number 3, if you are serious about polygyny, relationships, and really developing fulfillment and happiness, make sure you register for our Relationship Mastery Inner Circle, which is members only, which includes downloads, it includes access to us live on a weekly basis. So that's at outstandingpersonalrelationships.com/RM. We'll see you soon. Assalamu alaikum.
Peace.